Hello, everyone. My name is Brandon Ross, and I am your host and Dungeon Master for tonight's episode of BAR20, a show where myself and my friends come together over a virtual tabletop to play Dungeons and Dragons. Now, 1 minute, please. Still getting used to all this. Before we get too far, we do have some announcements to make. Rick, would you please lead us off with those?
Information on all upcoming and new
Hang on, Rick.
projects.
I was on a wrong audio source. So, please start over with the announcements. At least I caught it.
Yes.
My bad.
We have a Twitter for all new and upcoming projects. If you would like, make sure you go and follow the Player Hater Gaming on Twitter at Player Hater LLC. If you're new to BAR20 or you want to catch up or just watch all of our fun again, you can find all of our video on demand content on YouTube by searching for Player Hater Gaming. You can find us there. The Barroom Chatter, the recap show that we were doing, it is on hiatus currently, and it will return in a few weeks. However, coming soon is another exciting new project that we are going to be working on called D&D University. Make sure you follow Player Hater Gaming on Twitter for more details as they come available. Mr. Ross, back to you.
Thank you, Rick. Appreciate it. So, let's go ahead and I will get us pulled right into. Before that, though, everyone on stream, just take a minute to really look at this artwork provided to us by a close friend of mine named Zach. He's a fantastic background artist, along with other things. As he gets his name up and going, we'll be releasing his information for Instagram, his Reddit, his Discord, things like that. But for now, just know that that's all provided by Mr. Zach. And as soon as he has his self-profile up and running, you'll know where to get a hold of him for commissions. But we're going to roll right into our Roll20 virtual tabletop, which I love this tool. As a dungeon master, this thing is fantastic. Just gotta take care of that. So over the last episodes, we've seen our party come together from various regions of the country, all of you converging upon this silver mining town known as Raso. Through a few days of investigation, brother and sister meeting once again, and being contracted out by one of the newer nobles, you traveled to the mines of this newer noble, cleared them out of some different kinds of beasts. You saw some goblins and some spiders seemingly working together with some kind of odd markings, along with these same markings being impressed upon miners, making them bedridden and sick. After clearing out the first set, you had learned of another set of mines that have also been infiltrated by these creatures. And as the party moved into these mines, they noticed the goblins and some of the humanoid workers working in the mines side by side. Using some aggressive tactics to push past some guards, you made it past these mines and into a deeper portion to where it looked like the ground had been broken through. Upon exploring through this area, you did hear some voices and some faint torchlight just around a corner. So as you made that bend, you looked in and saw before yourself. I will zoom in a bit to bring this map a little better in screen here. You did see what looked to be 3 figures standing around this large, almost like a cauldron or a pot. I believe someone did catch this. Upon further perception of this, you notice it looked like a trough or something of the nature had been placed next to the cauldron, with one end being close to the cauldron and one end almost coming out over an underground river that was coming through this area. using a combination of stealth and their distraction, apparently through their ritual they were doing, Tamriel pushed in a bit to the right here while the rest of you looked on through this area. And just a quick note for my players here, just these 2 squares are entry points for this area. Those of you that are laid out left and right of those 2 squares are actually behind and kind of off the map a bit to where that smaller chamber was with the curvature to it. So that's where we're going to pick up. And before we get too much further here, I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Okay.
Combat has not been instigated, but due to some series that's going to be going on here in these events, I will need initiative order.
Yep. All right. Well, it's thrown. It's not great, but it's thrown.
And I, for the time being, the player of Drifting Snow, Miss Tasha, will be joining us a little bit later. A little bit of a scheduling conflict, but that is all right. We are always flexible here.
Yep.
So when you have too many campaigns open and can't find the one you need right away,
You may be a D&D DM.
I may be. And let's see if this lets me do it the way I want to do it. That should have worked.
Yeah, it threw initiative for her.
Nice. Fantastic. Alrighty then.
You're just going to have to put it on to... You'll have to attach to her token. I don't know how I...
Kelvin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that?
No.
We're not going to talk about that one.
Okay, got it.
He gets to clean up. That's the way we're going to play it. He's going to clean up.
Alright, we're not going to talk about that one.
Didn't someone say healer should go last anyways?
Some great eldritch being said that long time ago. So, and real quick, if you would, just go ahead and minimize your initiative.
Yep.
So you cannot see into that.
Yep.
All right. Cathalia, as you notice Tamriel beginning to kind of push into this, and there is a torch just to the left of the entrance here. It is low burning, so some does give light, but it's not a lot of bright light. It kind of seems to be.
Is the cauldron giving bright light, or is the cauldron giving low light?
The cauldron is giving no light.
That fire. Okay, so yeah, but what's right there? That looks like
just a small like campfire.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
And real quick, from your point of view, because I can't see that well, is there proper shading and lighting here, or no?
Yep.
Okay.
We do have shading and lighting. Yes,
Just
yes,
checking.
yes.
It gets weird on the DM screen because all of you have dark vision, so it's
hard for you to see it
looks
and see
strange.
everything. You've got like a bunch of layers. Yeah,
okay.
I more
So,
than understand.
Cathalia, you, as tension builds, and you see this one person who would have been the closest one to you here, his back turned to you, their back turned to you. His hands have been plunged into whatever was inside of this and then pulled out. And then, real quick, everyone give me a perception check.
Awesome. That's
Okay,
just
okay.
grand. The person that's actually in the room sees nothing. My elven eyes see jack squat.
You are
what
focusing
do
on
pick
that
up on
watch.
Tamriel is that as soon as the creature that's closest to you and has their back to you pulls their hands out, you do notice as one of them seems to kneel, the back left here, you lose sight of this robed figure as they just You would guess they took a knee or went down, and all of you begin to hear click, 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 and you watch as this cauldron begins to ever so slightly begin to tilt on an angle. What was once perceived as wheels is actually seems to be some kind of gear set to dump the cauldron.
I've never been so terrified of a tilt skillet in my life.
Oh yeah. What would you like to do?
I don't know. I kind of want to. This one seems to be kind of like the leader of the bunch.
You have not stepped into the room yet. You are just hearing things because Tamriel was in front of you, and now that he's left, that space is open. So that's what's granting you vision.
Oh.
You're technically peering through this half of the open way, and that would take 5 feet of your movement to move up into the map.
Yeah. I'm going to come in right here. That's about 20 feet.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to wait, but I'm going to ready my bow just in case something happens.
Okay. So what is the triggering effect for your held action?
If I guess if this one towards the front that, well, I still can't really see it though. I guess if anything were to attack me or the others, would that work, or would it have to only be one or the other?
No, that's fine. You're looking for aggressive action.
Yes.
That's perfectly fine. Okay, so you've got an arrow out, probably like a half draw ready. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Miss Snow. Look through her abilities here. See. I'm going to say she would probably, so it would be 5, 10, 15, 20 to get there. She's going to try and come around that corner, kind of the same path, not knowing, but pretty much the same kind of path Tamriel took. She's going to try and stealth through there. And she does not do so very well. She actually trips and fumbles into Cathalia and then into her space, kind of making a bit of ruckus. And you watch as the others who are there, this one here, kind of turns and looks to the party.
Uh-oh.
She unfortunately rolled a natural 1.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll have to hear about that later, I'm sure. You rolled dice for me and it was a 1? Come on! I'm gonna get an earful, I'm sure.
All right. We do the best we can. At least you weren't physically rolling the dice. It was a random number generator.
True. Thank goodness. And he will react appropriately on his turn.
Oh, great.
You're going to be The one on the left spends his turn continuing to man the device required to tilt the cauldron. That is his turn. Tam, you're up.
All right. $30,
Okay.
I think. Yep. Bonus action, swap whip to my offhand
Okay.
and draw my hand crossbow,
Okay.
and I will be targeting that one. Would I see him from the spot where I'm at?
You would not. You can see
Okay,
the one on the
then
right.
I will shoot.
And you can see
Yeah,
this
then
one.
Well, it would make. Yeah, he would be either one of those. Could be the ones turning that. So he's going to aim for that jerky boy right there.
Good. Roll attack roll.
Nice. Okay.
Very nice.
I am going to activate Radiant Flash, and I'm going to pop an extra Radiance into that.
Is that for
So I'm
a
actually
relic
gonna
weapon,
use-
or is that just in general?
Oh no, that is for a relic weapon. Son of a. Never mind. All right.
Okay.
Just gonna go damage.
Okay.
Just go with 7's not bad. Okay, I can take 7.
Okay.
7 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, bonus
You
action
watch as
movement
the
action.
arrow just kind of on the left shoulder, but a little closer to the clavicle, so you know it was a good hit. You feel good about it.
Yep. All right.
Next is... Yep.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
Okay. Next up is the front creature. Okay. Let's see here. Tamriel and Cathalia, and I would say Snow as well. You watch as his hands come up, and at this point you can tell it's a male figure, definitely more muscular. There is a mask affixed that is just pure black with 2 white piercing eye holes in the where they need to be so he could see. But as he raises his hands up in front of him, you notice his from the fingertips all the way down to the elbow is just pale skin with these just predominant black veins. Even in places where veins probably aren't, they are just, it's just like almost like a tattoo over his flesh. And then his hands kind of go in front of him in like an X form and then come out a little bit as you watch him perform some components to a spell, yet there is no effect visibly.
That's terrifying.
What do you mean?
Oh, gee, I don't know. I'm gonna take a step and my foot's like in the stone or something.
No, you're fine.
Right. You're harmless, you promise.
Completely harmless. Where? There it is. Oh yeah, that beats your passive. Cathalia, what's your passive? Perception. I do have it in front of me. I could just do that instead, huh?
15? I think.
It is 13.
13.
He beats all of your passives. Okay.
Well, darn.
Yep, definitely darn. Nope. This one. I would say Cathalia.
Mhm.
Out of the wall next to you, you don't have the time to react, but you watch as this darkened claw just reaches out to grab your shoulder.
Um,
20 to hit your armor class. I believe that hits.
yeah.
You take 8 points of necrotic damage.
Dang. Okay.
As this spectral figure completely comes, almost like moves through your space, and then comes on the other side of you.
Oof.
That's what I wanted. Definitely beats hers.
Hmm?
I was talking to myself.
Oh, okay.
And then
Sorry.
check her armor class real quick. Yep, that's gonna hit. Oof.
Max damage.
No,
I
not
heard
quite.
that oof. I was gonna say, I heard that oof. I've given that oof.
Let's see here. Cancel. There's a different way to do this. There it is. She took the same roll, actually. And Cathala, you hear as snow hisses out, and you watch as another one of these creatures have come out of the walls and kind of took a swipe almost through her form.
Okay.
Kelvin, it is your turn.
All right. Kelvin is going to walk 30 feet, starting here, 5, 10, 15, 25, ending here. As he moves forward, he's going to pull his coat to one side. You see a hand axe that is there. He's going to run his thumb up along the blade, cutting his finger a little bit as he puts his hand out and casts Bane on the 3 acolytes.
Okay.
It needs blood.
Ah. Is this a charisma save?
Charisma save, DC 14.
You cannot see back left. They are currently
In that case,
full covered behind the cauldron.
Okay, the 2 acolytes that I can see, and then the shadow below me.
Okay.
The one by Cathalia.
Fail. This guy. Fail. And then this creature. This one's you. Fail. They all fail.
They all have to, anytime they make an attack roll or saving throw, they take a negative 1d4.
Pick a color.
White.
That's not one of the dot options.
Hmm.
You know the dot options. Pick a dot option color.
Yellow.
That is your Bane color from now until the end of time.
Okay.
So remember that. Please and thank you. Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, actually, as a bonus action, well, as a secondary ability, I would like to use a sorcery point and quicken a spell.
Okay.
I am going to quicken Mind Sliver
Against.
against the Acolyte right here.
Okay.
Nice.
What is the saving throw on that?
It is a DC 14
Minus 1d4.
intelligence save with a
Intelligence
negative
save.
D4.
Okay. Make sure I'm on the correct creature here. There we go. So before the D4, I rolled a 13 minus 1.
It
Fail.
takes 3 psychic damage.
Okay. And what was the secondary effect? There's another one. I remember.
The next time it makes a saving throw, you subtract a D4.
So D4, and so I subtract 2D4 from its next
2d4 from its next saving
potential
throw.
saving throw. Does that have
Yes.
a duration or just whenever the next saving throw comes up?
The next from the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn.
The end of your next turn. Okay, got it. Anything else for your turn?
No.
Okay.
That's move, action, bonus action.
Okay. It is now this guy's turn. He is going to move 5. Okay, he will. You watch as his hands kind of slant together, and then as he slowly pulls them apart, you watch as 3 red little orbs of light focus between his hands, and he will use Scorching Ray. He will send 1 ray at Tamriel. Why did that not come through?
I don't know. Is Scorching Rays to hit, right?
2 hit, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh, that's because I clicked the wrong button. That would be why. That's not going to hit your armor class for sure. So 1 ray just fires right over Tamriel's shoulder. You feel the heat against your face. It just right past you.
I'm just going to be kind of badass and just kind of lean my head to the side like
Perfect.
you're not even that hard to dodge.
The next one at Kelvin. 12 to hit.
That just hits.
Okay. You take 8 points of fire damage. And then the last one at Cathalia. And that will 18 to hit you, Cathalia?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I saved on my spell.
I see that.
Oh,
You take 5 points of fire damage.
Are
Oh my
these all with
God.
negative D4s, by the way?
No. The first 2 wouldn't matter. Only on hers it would. So let me get you that real quick.
Also, don't forget Rick had done mage armor, but I don't know.
That was the other day.
I don't think it's
2.
was
It
it because
was-
it was when we went in the cave.
mage armor lasts, does
8
it not?
hours.
8 hours.
So mage armor, we've not been in there for 8 hours.
No.
think
Okay,
so.
so no, a 12 does not hit then.
Okay then.
I just thought of that.
So your 8 points of damage Does not. You can take that back. And then -2. So 16 still hits you, Cathalia.
Yes.
Okay. Then you do take the 5 points of fire damage.
Okay. Oof.
Could be worse.
It could.
And that is the end of his turn. Cathalia. Top of the initiative.
Oh, she targeted that one who didn't do anything. Never mind. I was going to say, once they started slinging spells, would she not have gotten her shot?
Yes, she would have.
Oh.
So, the first to make an aggressive action would have been...
this one, correct?
Well, he didn't make any...
overt actions, yeah. It would have been...
I'd let her have that one if she wanted it. You didn't see...
Well, I was going to say, it might have been the... it would have been the shadow then, because we didn't see him do anything. But it would have been the shadow in front of her that attacked her.
Yeah, so you can...
Right?
Yeah. So you could make
that would have been the first aggressive action.
You could make an attack against the shadow in front of you with disadvantage because you have your bow ready. Or I would say you saw a spell being cast. You could take your shot against this robed figure here.
Yeah, I'll do that guy.
Okay, go ahead and roll an attack. That will hit.
Sweet. Thank you, Joe. I completely forgot about that.
That would be 11 piercing, correct? Because of her archery fighting style?
That gives you a +2 attack.
Oh, it's attack, not to... Okay, yeah. There's one that does damage, though. I don't think it's dueling?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, no. So one does damage, one does hit. That's right. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to...
I forgot to take Hunter's Mark off, so it's just the 9.
Just 9 piercing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. But for me, I want to do cure hands on myself, or cure wounds on myself.
Cure hands. Let's cure those hands.
Yes.
Yes.
Cure the hands.
Cure these hands.
Go ahead and roll for your heal.
I feel crappy right now.
Okay. 7 healing. All right.
Nice.
I will take it and hope nothing else happens.
Resource consumption at low levels is definitely bittersweet.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good.
Any movement or bonus action?
Well, is that shadow still right there?
Yes, it is. Can you see it on your map?
I can.
Okay.
I just didn't know if it was like still there.
Oh yeah, it's still there. It's corporeal-ish.
Ish.
Oh, it's a spectral ghost. What do you want, man? I can't be like, oh yeah, it's solid.
As long as I'm within its reach, it doesn't count as an attack of opportunity, right?
Correct. So you can step on the other side of him.
So I can go like right there,
as long as you don't leave that creature's threat range.
Okay, so I'm gonna go there.
Okay.
Shot.
And I think that'll be it.
Okay.
For now.
Snow. Let's look at your... I will say she is going to look at something here. It's a tough call.
She gonna punch a ghost?
Well,
she ain't afraid of no ghosts.
You're not wrong.
I'm pretty sure Primal Savagery would hit Ish.
Right. But she also would have the mindset to heal herself.
True. Yeah, self-preservation would be pretty up there.
So I'm looking to see the action economy to... It's an action. So yeah, she'll do that. So she's going to healing word on herself to receive 5 hit points.
Okay.
And then she will use one of her wild shape abilities to drop her and her cinder right there. And when
Nice.
it comes in, I believe it does X amount of damage.
I think it's D6. Would she drop it right there, though? Because that would also deal damage to her.
It doesn't deal damage to her when it comes in.
Oh,
It's specifically
okay.
in
I wasn't
the-
sure that.
Yeah, no,
that's
it's specifically
perfect.
in the. Where are you at? It's not here. I'll have to look at. Give me 1 second, y'all, while I go look at her official Druid page. Yep, the spirit appears in an unoccupied space of your choice. You can see within 30 feet each creature within 10 feet of the spirit, which is not Cathalia. She's away.
You would need to move it one more.
I would need to move one more. It would need to be
One
there.
more. Yes.
Okay, she would
'Cause
have the mind for
5,
that.
10. Yeah,
So
she would.
Each creature within 10 feet of the spirit, other than you, when it appears, must succeed on a dexterity saving throw against your spell save DC or take 2d6 fires. So let's get these guys a quick dexterity saving throw. One of them with a minus d4, and that will be this one. Oh gosh, he failed anyways. Negative natural 1. Then the next guy, 3 on the dice, so they both fail. Great.
Beat.
So let's get some dice going here. 2d6. Roll. 4 and a 6. Nice. Okay. So she got herself healed. Got it summoned. That'll be her turn. This
Okay.
acolyte in the back will spend his turn again, continuing to operate this. And you watch as the cauldrons now is about a 45-degree angle. And you're starting to see like drips of this liquid kind of fall into this wooden trough. And now that the two of you are closer, Cathalia and Tamriel, Kelvin. It's far away from me. I need better glasses, y'all. Kelvin and Tamriel, you would notice that this is like a feeding trough where one end has been broken out, and that's the end that is over top of this underground river. Tam, your turn.
All right. Let's continue on our journey into the heart of our foes. 5, 10, hop over the trough. 15. Can I stand there and not occupy the trough?
Yes, you can.
Awesome.
You would be
So
on
I'm
the other
going
side
to-
of it. Pretty much it's like an inch or two of space between your backside and this trough.
Yeah, okay. So he could shove me into it if he survives. Wahahaha. I am going to... How many feet was that? I'm sorry. My mind just blanked
You
because I
were
saw something else.
There. 5, 10, 15.
15? 20. I want to target rich environment.
Okay.
Bonus action while my character sheet is wanting to reload for some reason. Swap my hand crossbow to offhand. whip in main hand,
Okay.
and we are going to light that bad boy up.
Okay.
And I will. Okay, here's where it's going to get tricky here for a second. Because now I'm torn between what I want to do. Do I finish the guy now behind me, or do I focus on trying to knock this knucklehead that's turning off of it?
And as you said over there, you watched. They'd just kind of been on a knee, both hands on this large crank wheel, and they see you come over. And while you cannot see the face because of their mask, you do see their eyes go wide, and they start to kind of crank a little, more vigor.
I am less than pleased. I do not know what's going on with my character, man. This is weird. It's not wanting to load my sheet now for some reason. Can you do the roll for me, please? I'm sorry. I don't know why it's acting a fool.
What are you looking to do?
I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna put 2 radiance into it to and this time I can do it radiant flash to essentially a second d6 of damage. So it will be 1d4 plus 2d6 plus 4. And I am gonna reload roll 20 and hope that that fixes things.
Okay, go ahead. So it was a 17 to hit, which does beat their armor class.
Awesome.
For 8 slashing, and then what was the extra damage?
2d6.
Oof.
What is that oof?
It is 15 total damage.
Okay.
And they fall unconscious.
Okay. I will turn my back on the unconscious one.
Okay.
And I will essentially tell him that he's next. I'm gonna look at him, I'm gonna say you're next.
Okay. Having heard the sounds of combat behind him, let's see here. He already cast. And this one is going to turn its back to Kelvin and with its index finger point it at Tamriel. He's going to cast a Scorching Ray. With a minus D4 to all his attacks. So 15 hit your armor class?
I want to say just barely. It's my AC, yeah, AC is 15.
It does, okay. That's 1 hit. That's not going to hit. And that, how this goes. 19 hit your armor class, so that does. So 2 rays hit you.
Okay.
is you take 15 points of fire damage.
Jesus. Okay.
As 2 rays. You take down one, and just as you turn to look at the other one, and you tell him, "You're next." Over your right shoulder at this point, you do see these. You see one beam just whiz past your head, and the other two right into your side.
Douche.
That is his turn because he's going to stay there. And Shadow next, that is between Cathalia and Snow, will attempt to reach out with its attack once again. Minus a d4. Visible pain. 14 to hit? Cathalia?
No.
Ooh, that Bane.
Yes.
Do you still have concentration on that, Kelvin?
Yes, I do.
Clutch.
Oh, just checking.
Clutch.
Okay. You watch Cathalia as this shadow reaches out to grab your face, and then your brother, his fist reaches out towards it, and just you see him clench down on something invisible in his hand, just pushing his focus into it. As the hand comes towards you, it becomes incorporeal and just passes through you harmlessly.
Oh.
Like it gets like right next to your face, and you just see right through you.
Oof.
Noise.
The one that is between Cinder and Snow, unwelcoming. And what's their intelligence? He would not be smart enough, no. So he's going to attack the new creature because it seems like the bigger threat. That is 11. Does not hit. Doesn't beat its AC. Wow. Okay. Kelvin, you're up.
So I would like to reach out towards the cultist right here, and I am going to cast Toll the Dead.
Which one was it again?
The one here that's been hurt.
Got it.
And I'm going to well, he moved, didn't he?
He did not move, but he just turned to look at Tamriel.
I thought you said he had moved. Okay,
No.
never mind. So yes, I'm going to target that guy.
Okay.
And I am going to cast Toll the Dead.
With save?
That is a Wisdom save. 14. It has a negative 2d4.
Yeah, it rolled a 2, so we're
5 necrotic.
Perfect.
How much necrotic?
5.
Got it.
And I really don't like that guy, so I'm going to go ahead and use another sorcery point and hit him with a another Mind Sliver.
Okay.
DC 14.
Minus 1d4.
Minus 1d4.
What's your spell save DC?
14.
14.
He fails.
Death of 1,000 mental cuts on that one, dude, because it just
Two
keeps piling.
2 psychic.
2 psychic. Got it. Awesome. Anything else for you?
No, that is gonna be everything for me right now.
Okay. Let's see here. He only gets one of these, so He will use his last second level spell slot to cast Scorching Ray one more time. The one standing next to Tamriel.
Get out of here, Scorching Ray.
I know.
No more.
Don't forget, it's a ranged spell attack, so he will have disadvantage on this roll.
Thank God. Minus 1d4.
Disadvantage with a negative D4.
15,
I'll take it.
14,
I'll take
13,
it. I'll take
12 to hit.
Does not hit.
Yep.
1 out of 3.
14.
Does not hit.
I'm going to roll higher than that. Oof.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. Come on, Meatloaf, get the trifecta. Upgrade. Upgrade.
I don't think it's going to save you here, but we'll check. 20 to hit. 20 does hit.
Meatloaf it
bad.
is. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Oh, it's still gonna be bad, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
You take 6 points of fire damage.
I'm down.
Okay.
And I still can't, for whatever reason, get in.
You can't get it to load up properly?
Load at all. It keeps telling me that the connection's interrupted. I don't know what's going on.
We'll troubleshoot it on break. But
If I make it to break.
yeah, Kelvin, you watch as the acolyte next to Tamriel just goes for like a panic spell cast, and 2 beams just fly off wildly in Tamriel's direction until one of them does find hold on his person right in the center of his chest. Just and you watch as Tamriel just falls over unconscious. Cathalia, it is your turn.
I'm gonna shoot this guy.
Okay. $19 does hit for 6 piercing. Anything else? Move, bonus action?
Since that shadow thingy is baned, is it at disadvantage for attack of opportunity?
It is a minus D4
Ow.
on attacks and saving throws.
Trying to decide if it's worth trying to get out or not. I'll step around it a little bit more, and then that's it.
Okay. Snow. Immediately after yours. So her bonus action needs to be used to command it. She can still do other things. Okay. So she will. Actually, that wouldn't be too bad. She is going to kind of nimbly Yeah, she's gonna go for it, I think. Yeah. She's gonna step past this one to the other side of it. He has the minus D4. His attack misses, so he just barely swipes behind her as she pushes past. 5, 10, 15. Yeah, she's going to put her... You watch she puts her paws together and kind of angles a little to the left. And Cathala, you've seen this before, so you know what she's doing. She is going to cast Burning Hands.
Yay!
You need to make a dexterity saving throw. He fails. And now for my other one. With the minus D4. Really? Does that put it below her? Wow, it does. Bane, man. Fucking Bane.
Nice.
Jeez. So...
Bane all day.
Yeah, Kelvin,
It's almost like...
you watch as Snow does a circle around, and you see as her paws come together, and the natural flame nature begins to gather in on the pads of each claw, actually taking the shape of those pads. You're like, oh, I know what's coming, and you push down your focus on Bane, and one of them that your Bane is, it just seems to lock it down. You actually see it try to move, and it's just it locks up. So that is, what is Burning Hands? 3d6. Wow. You watch as both of these creatures, once the spell ends and the bright light dims down to normal torch lighting, there is nothing left.
Oh, thank God.
He's dead. Someone remind me, for death saving throws, do you add your con or is it just straight through?
Straight. It's a straight D20 roll.
Okay. Joe, I'll let you know when you reach 3 of either. Joe?
Yippee skippy.
I'll let you know when you reach number 3.
Yeah, I got you. I'm just trying for the umpteenth time to get something to load.
Okay.
I got the map to load, but now I'm trying to load my character sheet. I'm not kicking anything off because I'll lose everything. Yeah, everything is just being, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm here in spirit and on.
Oh, I got you. I can do your rolls here, and you can just tell me what you need to have done, and we'll take care of it.
For right now, while it's loading, it's trying. It's the little internet that could.
This one here is going to turn his focus on Kelvin, and then as he looks at Kelvin and sees past them, he will use his second level spell slot to cast Burning Hands, or Scorching Ray, for the second time. And he has a minus D4 to all his attack rolls. That's gonna miss. That might hit somebody. First ray misses Kelvin. Second ray, Cathalia, a 17 to hit you. Believe it
Yep.
does. Okay. And then I'll take care of his third ray real quick. That's going to miss her. So only one ray hits, and it's towards you.
Of course.
You take 5 points of fire damage.
Good God.
That's his turn.
And this is the one that's that I've been plinking away at.
Yes.
Okay.
Dead. Kelvin, your turn.
How's the guy looking?
Mostly robed, wearing a mask. A little tattered.
Okay. A little tattered? Okay. I am going to... I would like to cast Mind Sliver at the one that I've been shooting at.
Okay.
This one here. 1 psychic damage on a DC 14, and he currently has a negative 2d4
It's an intelligence saving throw.
intelligence save.
Don't think the D4 is going to help you here, buddy. 17?
17 is a save.
Okay. But he still takes the damage, just doesn't have the Does he still
No,
take
it's nothing. It's all or
It's
nothing.
all or nothing?
No, it's
Okay.
all or nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he saves. He managed to resist the effect.
So I will use one more. I'm done with this guy. Now I'm dipping into my actual font of magic here. Sorcery point. And I am going to cast as a bonus action. Toll the Dead. Nine necrotic. DC 14 minus 1d4.
Wiz?
Wisdom, yes.
That is a natural 1. So
Solid.
what's the damage again?
9.
9 points of damage. Hey Rick,
Yes.
describe it to me.
So what he sees is I put my hand out towards him, say a few words, and a bell shapes around his head, and basically moves using his own head as the pendulum,
As the
the
ringer?
thing in the middle, as the ringer, and he goes dong dong.
Okay, yeah. Cathalia and Snow will see this too. You watch this. Both hands reach out, or just one?
Yeah, we'll do 2, and then I'll move the bell side to side.
You watch as Kelvin's hands reach out, his huge green, pale-skinned hands, and around the head of this robed masked figure, a spectral bell forms. And as Kelvin's hands move left and right forcefully, you watch as the head of this creature just goes side to side on this bell, just boom, 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 until you see from the eyes, you just see that it's become bloodshot, and his body falls limp before it is released from the grasp this spell hold, and knees, face. Anything else?
Yes, I would like to walk 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 feet as I pull out that axe, and I stand in front of this guy
Okay.
and just kind of look down on him.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. He is going to in a panic, he sees you coming and both his hands just reach out, and you watch as arcane energy begins to swell between his hands. And the spell just doesn't come into fruition. You watch as he begins to gather it, and then as you come up, his eyes go wide, and he loses his focus, and it just in his own hands, just a little puff, a dispersion of arcane power.
Just want to kind of laugh at him a little bit.
That is his turn. Cathalia.
I'm gonna shoot. Hang on. I'm gonna go. I go over here.
Okay.
And there. And then I'm gonna shoot that guy.
I will say, now don't forget this cauldron is a large size. So where you were would probably be
like where I was first, or before I went that diagonal?
Actually, no, I'd say you'd be good from there. No, that I
Okay.
draw it out. You're fine.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna try and shoot that guy.
Okay, roll to hit. Yeah, he's done.
Yes.
Well done. All of you take a moment now as you hear this. The cauldron is still stuck at that kind of 45-degree angle, and there's still just drips of this liquid leaking out into the trough. Not enough to go down this bit of a decrease into the water, but it is still present in there. And after a few tense just seconds, I won't even say a whole round yet, so we won't too much time passes, something really seems to be happening. Nope, not you. You. What do you guys do?
I lay there
Are
unconscious.
we out of initiative?
Yes, we are now.
Okay, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on Tam.
You cast
right
Cure
away.
Wounds on Tam. Okay, roll to heal. Tamriel, as your vision faded from consciousness and you are brought into a dark space in your memory, all around you just vast darkness except for your form standing in a small lit, kind of like a 5-foot area, just void. You know you're on solid ground, and after a few moments of wondering where you are in this just immeasurable black void, you begin to hear some voices, and then ever so slowly kind of you see just flashes of images, 2 figures fighting, similar figures, but you can't quite make them out. One using a whip and one holding what looks to be kind of like a wooden staff and just deflecting blows from the whip user. And you just see flashes of different maneuvers here and there, different ways to manipulate the whip, to use 2 hands, 1 hand, to kind of wrap it around your elbow and flick it back out. And as you try to further understand this, your consciousness regains.
Oh God, that hurt so much.
You were on 2 death saves. Failures.
2 fails.
2 fails.
Oh dear God.
Wow. Wow.
Well, that is not where I want
Terrifying.
to be right now. But hey, I'm gonna sit up and I'm gonna look up at Kelvin. Thank you, but we need to move that now. As I start to reach for like the mechanism to try and tilt it
Okay.
and start cranking it to where it'll sit back upright and stop dripping into the trough.
I will help, as he is probably still a little hurt.
Make me an intelligence check.
Okay. Straight intelligence is a 13.
Easy enough. You look at it. After a few seconds, you realize you need to turn it counterclockwise, and as you do so, after about few good couple moments pass, it begins to right itself. But as you right it up, and the longer you do this before it gets back up, it becomes easier and easier, almost as if the cauldron is becoming lighter and lighter. And do you look inside the cauldron?
I'm going to look inside the trough to make sure it's not pouring into the trough
You see nothing in the trough.
before I look at the cauldron. Okay, then now I'm going to look in the cauldron.
There is nothing in the cauldron.
What?
I am tired of this creepy-ass darkness and this creepy-ass cave. I'm going to reach up and clap Kelvin on the shoulder. You're a good elf, and thank you.
Do what I can.
That hurt.
It
But-
looked painful.
I'm glad to see everybody else is down. Well, everybody that's not us. Speaking of, I think I need to sit down. That was some really weird death dreams, man.
Speaking of death, you missed a good show.
Yeah?
I used this guy's head as a bell.
Nice. Well, we didn't. Nothing dripped into the water, so we're okay there. I'm gonna kind of like slowly walk towards the water and dip my hands in and kind of splash myself in the face a little bit. Kind of just wake myself, kind of like shake myself loose, shock myself back into kind of like thinking clearly.
Okay.
And then stand and decide to shall we start going through their things? We need to look for a book. We need to look for any kind of rituals, anything written down that can help us determine if we can stop this or if it's just going to continue.
That definitely sounds like a wonderful idea.
Yes.
Okay. Two of you may make individual investigation checks, or one of you, obviously one can choose to assist.
I can help somebody.
All right, I'll take it. That's a 25 on investigation with that assist. Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Cathalia and Tamriel, roll a d12.
Each of us or just
Yes, each of you.
one? A 9.
6.
And Cathalia, as you're rummaging through and helping out Tamriel, you do find what looks to be some white chalk that's kind of like halfway used. And then yours was a 9, you said? You find a crystal pendant that's probably about, I'd say, oval shaped, probably about golf ball sized, on this bit of black thread. Not like a necklace, but like actually like just a straight piece of thread about 8 inches long.
Like a scrying crystal.
Yes. And then, there was a third one. Someone roll one more d12.
I shall
Okay.
do that.
You find, Calvin, is this kind of half burnt black candle. It's probably about 3 or 4 inches left on it.
I do not like that. I don't take it.
You don't take it?
No.
Okay.
I'll pick it up. Look at Kelvin. It's important to know the tools that evil uses so that we may better
We'll say Kelvin.
understand how to undo.
No, sorry. Tamriel, with that high of a roll, I would say as you're going through them and you kind of pull their mask, I imagine you would take their mask off.
Yeah.
You find, of the 3 of them, 2 are male, 1 human, 1 half-orc, and 1 human female. They all have very simple clothing on, nothing that would give them any kind of wealth or anything. I would say they probably look like miners' clothes.
Yeah.
And they all look rather malnourished. Like you can see ribs. Their cheekbones are a little tighter and more predominant. They're kind of like their whole body is just what seems to be not only lacking food but also water.
I just kind of shake my head in pity as I continue to, just see if there's anything else. I know what you said for Cathalia. What were you saying for me? Was I the one that found the chalk? Was that what you were saying?
No, she found the chalk. You found the
I found
pendant.
the pendant. Okay, cool.
While you're doing all this, do you also check their tent or no?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm checking the tent. Yeah.
So we'll just roll that right into the tent. Inside, just 3 simple bedrolls. No food, no water, just 3 bedrolls, and it looks to be kind of regular, like 1 lantern in the middle, unlit, and that's it. The tent itself is patchwork at best. Like it definitely looks like it was just grabbed from somewhere. But as you also are looking over and investigating these bodies, you notice any signs of any black darkened veins are just gone.
So whatever it is, it requires a living host. I'm kind of saying this out loud to myself as I'm kind of looking around. I want to check underneath their bedrolls. I'm looking for any kind of journals, any kind of books, or any kind of writing.
Okay. Give me 1 more investigation check.
Sure. Damn it.
10. I say you spend about, while you toss all the bedrolls, you don't find anything, and you frustratedly you kind of kick one to the side, and then as you hit it, it didn't feel like fully cloth. So after a few more minutes of grabbing it and kind of like doing that pinch feel through the whole thing, take about probably a good 2-3 minutes pinch feeling the whole thing before in the bottom corner you do find what seems to be like parchment that's been sewn back into the cloth. So as you cut it open, you cut it open and out falls about 2 or 3 pieces of paper.
Can I read what's on the paper?
Yes, it is in common.
Oh, thank God.
It is sporadic, eccentric writing that almost seems to be they just grabbed paper. It didn't matter how it was oriented. They just wrote on it in every which way possible. And it just repeats the same things over and over again. It just says, "Those who are blessed by the dark blood, so we shall receive gifts from the pale mistress."
Hold on. Can you repeat that one more time for me? I'm sorry.
Sure. Those who have been blessed by the dark blood, so
can't write that fast. Hold on. Those who have been blessed.
I'll send it to you in Discord.
Okay, cool. I'm actually taking notes. You would be so proud.
I am so proud of you. But I will send this to you in a Discord message.
Yeah.
There you go. And that's the quick notes on it. What do you guys want to do next?
I need to sit down for a couple of minutes.
Sure. At this point, you could take a short rest, or you could even take a long rest, as it is later in the evening for sure.
I vote a long rest.
Yeah.
I am not against sleeping right now.
Okay.
I am tapped out magically. Whew.
You guys can choose to sleep here, or you can go back outside to where at least you're, I don't know how comfortable everybody would be sleeping here, but you're more than welcome to. Or you can at least leave the mines and sleep under the stars.
If we travel too far out, it's going to give something either the chance to sneak out or for something else to happen. As much as I don't want to camp in here around bodies, we can move the bodies elsewhere. And we've got a camp pretty much ready-made.
Yeah, there's a tent.
Yeah.
And a campfire. And there's us protecting each other.
Yeah, I'm good with right here.
But we're going to move the bodies. I'm going to drag bodies kind of behind the tent.
Okay.
I will
And
help.
kind of cover them with their bedrolls. So that they're kind of like out of our way and not super visible for anybody else that doesn't want to look at dead bodies.
Okay. So you move all of them aside, behind the tent, use their bedrolls to cover them up, and then
Yes.
Anything else before you take a long rest? Any watches or anything, or just long rest?
I'm gonna take the first 2 watches. I'm going to make sure I've got plenty of crossbow bolts, and I am going to step probably out to about here, kind of at the edge of the firelight, where
Okay.
it's not going to my vision, but it's going to let me keep an eye just about everywhere. What is on this side of the creek here, this river running through it?
There is just a little bit more of this kind of cavern area, and then this becomes natural wall.
Natural wall. So there's no other openings other than the river and the door we came in.
Correct. You seem to pretty much figure out that this area exists because there was a potential. Give me an intelligence check. See how much you can discern from this.
Yes, I hope to God I'm good at those. I am not so great at those because I'm probably still in a lot of pain and burned.
It's a nice cavern area.
I'll take nice cavern area for 500.
Okay.
All right. What is first and second watch?
Who will be first and second watch?
Yes. And as I am taking watch, I've got my whip in my main hand, which is my left hand. Hand crossbow is stashed at the moment. Short sword is kind of loosened in the scabbard because I don't know what's coming.
Okay.
And I am going to kind of slowly move through, not like fast enough where I'll start cracking the whip, but kind of like, I'm still focused everywhere around me. My head's still on a swivel, but kind of start moving through some of those motions I saw in my delirious dreams.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And kind of like, moving. I would kind of like finish the movement without snapping. So kind of just starting to move through those motions and see how comfortable and how natural they feel after having watched someone else do them. So kind of practicing a little bit, if you will.
Okay.
While and as I'm doing so, I'm stepping, I'm slowly spinning, I'm keeping my eye kind of sort of everywhere, because as much as I would like to think that nothing's going to come at us from anywhere other than the doorway, I'm not going to take that chance, because these people are now my family, and I'm not going to put their lives at risk unnecessarily.
Okay.
I am also going to stay up for the first of his 2 watches.
Okay.
At the end of my watch, I will kind of, though, before I go to bed, I'm going to go over. I'm gonna tap him on his shoulder to be like, "Your clothes look terrible," and then I'm gonna cast prestidigitation and clean those up.
Thanks, brother.
So sweet.
Fire does make a mess of things.
Yes, let's not let you catch on fire anymore.
That would be nice.
But
at least you are all safe. Your safety is important.
Okay.
I thank you for putting your body on the line for me and my family and our new
We're all
friends.
family now.
Yes.
This Pale Mistress business is not... It's important. This needs to be dealt with. And we're the ones to do it. So you join me in my fight against evil, and your family. We don't have to be related, even though we are both elves, and I kind of give them half an elbow. Get some sleep, brother. It'll be okay.
Of course. And then I go lay down.
Okay.
After he lays down, and I make sure Snow and Cathalia kind of like walking nearby, keeping an eye on them, making sure they're still breathing okay. Everything else is moving. I'm going to take a few sips out of my water skin, not out of the river, because I don't know what's in the river. And I'm just going to continue. Again, same area, same thing. Just kind of keep moving and seeing how it feels and testing things out, if you will.
Okay. So you took the first 2, and then I would imagine business as usual. Cathalia trances for the first 2 and then takes the last 2.
Yes.
Okay. There's no need. Anything you want to accomplish on your watch, or?
No.
Actually, I will say this. Give me a wisdom saving throw during your trance. 13. Okay. As you come out of your trance and you take that first really good full breath from consciousness, from semi-unconsciousness, you open your eyes. Your vision seems crisp. You feel a slight invigoration through your body, some kind of connection to something else greater than yourself seems to just kind of give a little more of a vibrant energy to your overall persona. And as you kind of look around, you can feel confident in yourself about what you've done here in this dark, deep mine. And it seems a little brighter and a little less gloomy.
Okay.
But I will say for there, we'll take a quick 10-minute break. On your break, everyone will level up to level 3.
Yeah.
Congratulations, everyone. Well
Awesome.
done. We'll get all that taken care of during the break. Those of you that are coming to check it out so far, thank you so much for being here for the first half, and we'll look forward to seeing you in the second half. We'll be back in about 10-ish minutes. I'm going to do some leveling up and get a snack.
Yes. I am going to stretch a little bit. And I am going to just kind of gauge. I'm going to listen. Maybe I'm going to move towards the end of like the entrance to where we were and see if I can still hear any kind of pickaxe stuff, any more mining, or listen for any yelling or screaming. Because I don't know if the creatures stopped when we stopped the fanatics. Because that's what I'm going to call them. Sure. 7. So I'm gonna guess. Yeah, that's not good. So I'm gonna walk back as I'm kind of chewing on some like jerky, some rations. So there's no pickaxes or anything going on, guys. We need to be careful and not just go running out there because that could be really bad. The last thing we need is for the miners and goblins to both attack us because they are bewildered and confused. We'll defend ourselves if we need to, but we don't necessarily have to spread any bloodshed unnecessarily.
Agreed.
Uh, I'm going to start that way.
Follow.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be stealthing. And if the
I guess if we're stealthing, I'm going to stealth as well.
So I am
Wow.
leading the path, a silent shadow. I
am
disappear into the nothingness. That's a 27. I know it's not Bond, but it's decent for level 3. Snow does.
3 successes, probably 2 fails.
not.
Mm-hmm. I'm first. Snow usually follows behind me.
I would be third.
18. Oh, 16. On their backs or on their stomachs? Okay. From this distance, because I'm gonna say that we didn't probably run right up on them. Can we see any more black veins or anything on them? In their arms or anything like that? Any open skin?
I just was alerted I was muted for most of this, so
Oof.
yeah, big oof. Thank you, Rot, for the notification. I'll have to do a better job about muting and unmuting myself for the Be Right Back screen. Quick recap, because I just found that out. The players have decided to move back to the exit of the mines. They are stealthing, and they have just come across the scene being two workers that they had passed previously who were just mining mindlessly. Now these two that they are coming back upon for their exit, the dwarf and the human, are face down on the ground, breathing, but unconscious. So as you move up to them, I would say, Tamriel, you're first. What do you do?
Yeah. I'm going to kind of creep forward slightly. I'm going to get as close as I possibly can. I'm going to, as much as I can, as much as I don't necessarily want to, I'm going to stash my whip for a second and draw my short sword. Have it kind of back and kind of like in a ready position to attack, but not like in a menacing. I'm not trying to show the sword in case they're just asleep and I like startle them awake.
Okay.
I don't want them to attack me.
Okay.
Like out of fear. So I'm going to kind of do that and kind of just gently, as easy as possible, kind of roll him over to try and get a look at his face. I'm going to do the dwarf, not the human.
Okay. As you roll him over, he is asleep or unconscious, but breathing. Kind of a dwarven face. He has a bit of a, I wouldn't say well groomed, but you can see where it.
I was going to say how ornate.
Time.
How ornate is his beard? Yeah,
his beard's not too bad. It's not like homeless haggard, but it's definitely been a few weeks since it's been properly trimmed. But it's pretty thick and through. Black, a little bit of gray within it. His head completely bald.
Okay.
And anything else you want to ascertain, you can give me an investigation check.
Oh, absolutely, I will. Those I'm not terrible at. Just kidding, that's an 8. I should really stop
just kind of
talking
looking at him
before
over
I
real
roll
quick.
the dice.
That's what you get. Dwarf, kind of a thicker black beard with some strands of gray in it, bald head.
Any black veins, any black anything other than beard?
With an 8, you don't notice anything that seems out of the ordinary.
Okay, I'm going to stash my short sword and kind of. Can I stand in between him and the human and have reach of both of them with my whip?
With the whip, yes.
Okay, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to kind of nod to Snow.
Okay.
To kind of head towards the human, and then I'm going to like pantomime with my arms rolling him over.
Okay.
And then stand at the ready in case either one of them like get up and freak out. Also, are the goblins still there?
They are still there.
Are they still working?
No.
Are they? They're also unconscious?
Yes.
Okay. Much as my inner hobo is screaming, I am going to not murder the goblins.
Okay.
Didn't we already?
Only 2.
No, you guys took out the human guards that were out front.
No, I also killed 2 of the goblins.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah. That's right. I did say that. Yes. So they're dead. They were dead.
Those 2 are dead, yes.
Yeah, so it's just the human and the dwarf. That's right. Okay. Then, yeah, I'm going to kind of position myself in case they freak out.
Okay. Do you turn them, you turn them fully over?
Grapple them?
Okay, there's no need to make
yeah,
a
kind of
check for
motion
that.
for Snow to do that. Yeah.
She does the same thing. Both of you roll them over, which does wake them up. They are very groggy. They do not react quickly. They are sluggish and slow to come around, but the dwarf just...
Okay.
Oh, what's happening? And his eyes kind of open, looks at you, and goes, oh, did I fall asleep at work again? Oh,
What's the
boss
last
is
thing
gonna
you remember, friend?
You're asking a lot of questions. Hang on. And he kind of grabs his head and just, bar night?
Huh. Where was the bar?
In the frickin' town. Where do you think it's gonna be?
Which town, friend? As I
Raso.
now hold out my Raso. Okay.
And now he's
I
looking
hold
at
out
you
my
like
water
you're
skin.
weird. He's like, where am I? Am I not in the Windep's mine?
You are, but I wanted to make
thank
sure.
goodness.
I don't know, man.
And
You
he
were
starts to
kind
get
of
to his
out of
feet.
it.
As the human is also now coming around, kind of looking around. What's going?
Is that in fact Damien?
It is Damien. Kind of looks at the both of you, and then sees Kelvin and kind of gives him a wave, a little bit of a smile. Hey.
I will move over. Hello, friend.
And he kind of grabs onto you to begin to pull himself to his feet.
I help him up.
Okay, you help him to his feet.
Are you well?
Yeah? Head hurts. I'm hungry, thirsty, and sore. Oh, he just kind of starts grabbing his biceps, starts rubbing them, his forearms, kind of like the palms of his hands.
Well, I am glad you are okay.
Speaking of okay, where am I? He's looking around. You can see he doesn't recognize his place.
You took a job.
I took a job. Last thing I remember, I was in the clinic.
That's the last thing you remember?
Yeah.
That's curious.
Who was with you in the clinic?
Your face looks familiar. My brother was there. But I just remember after you left, I went to sleep, and then now I'm here? And he's still
know
like
where your
looking
brother is?
around. What was that?
Do you know where your brother is?
No. Is he okay?
He didn't join you here.
Okay. I'm gonna go home, I think.
That's a good idea. We'll walk you out.
Thank you. And the dwarf is kind of looking around too. He's like, wait a minute. What day is it?
It's insert day here.
Yeah, I gotta get us a calendar. I promise I'm on that. I don't know if I can know that actually. Actually, I did.
It's
pull one up.
Thursday.
That's now a day.
I did have one pulled
Thursday.
up earlier because I knew I was gonna need it. But when he gives you a day that the last thing he remembers for the bar night, it's been about a week. Like it's actually he gives you the day that's tomorrow.
That's some very strong stuff there, pal. You've been out of your mind for about a week. That's some pretty strong drink. Who was buying that night? Do you remember?
No, I just remember we'd gotten attacked here. I was just drinking off some wounds and was gonna come back in the morning and clear it out.
Do you remember what attacked you?
He's kind of looking around and he points to one of the goblins. One of those damn things. Those weird
Those damn
looking.
things are.
So not like that one.
No, the
Weird.
mouth's too
What was
small.
weird about him?
Well, it looked like you
Oh.
took 2 hooks on each side of the cheeks and cut them out.
Ripped him open?
Yeah. A lot more teeth than usual. Real aggressive. Usually they just come by and want a coin or something shiny, but oof, these ones were rough.
Out for blood. Well, you're safe now. We can
Yeah.
escort you to the end of them. We can escort you out as well if you'd like.
Oh, that'd be great.
You look like you've had a rough day.
Oh, sounds like I've had a rough week.
Yeah.
I would be inclined to agree with you. But you're safe now, so you should both drink a little bit of water, and I'll break out some more of our rations that we've got, because we do have extra we packed, to kind of make sure everybody's got a little something to nibble on before we get back
Okay.
to Raso.
I'll pass the dwarf a little bit of my jerky.
It's gone fast.
The dragon, the lizard jerky.
Oh, it's gone.
He does not care.
He's hungry.
Hello, Miss
Hungry
Snow.
was 3 days ago.
Just noticed you got here.
Oh. Sorry I'm late. Things have been crazy.
Hey, it's first week at a
Oh,
new job. It's
good.
fine. Welcome to fun time now. That's what you get now. Fun
Yeah,
time.
well. New job soon to be not job because they're fucking murdering me over there.
Oof.
So, I'm not gonna put up with that shit.
As you shouldn't. Everyone deserves proper employment. Not to be treated like a piece of garbage.
Dog.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But back to fun times.
Yay.
Yay. So,
I see I missed a fun fight.
you did miss a fun fight. You did great, though.
You did
Oh,
great.
yay.
You did great. I almost died.
He was on 2 death saving fails. Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, 2 fails close.
Well then.
Yeah, it got a little
But
rough for you
good
guys,
news,
but it was good.
I soaked up fire damage. It's all right.
Yeah. You can take a quick moment to get yourself level 3, Snow. Everyone
Oh,
leveled up.
wonderful.
And just a quick recap as you now realize. Actually, I would say. Let me just check some stats really quick. Snow. Everyone except for Kelvin, actually. Give me a wisdom check.
Wisdom check.
Yes, just a general wisdom check.
General wisdom suck. All right, that's a 7.
Yep.
Not much better.
Cathalia, as you're kind of taking in the information, your chest almost sinks a bit as you kind of put these things together that if these 2 are okay, is everyone that was afflicted by this okay? Even the 2 that were outside?
Oh.
And that knowledge kind of hits your interior insight, and that weight and possibility weighs down upon you.
Oh, dude.
Do you say this out loud?
Yeah.
What's wrong?
If they're okay, is everybody okay? Even the ones out front?
Ones out
No.
front aren't out front anymore.
They're not okay.
I might have burnt them to a crisp.
They might have could been okay.
Potentially.
We also don't know how much longer they were under the darkness, for
We
lack of a better term. We don't know how long they were under the sway of the Pale Mistress, We don't know if this eats away at their faculties or who they are as a person. We don't know when they stop ceasing. I mean, these guys stopped in less than a week. What's to say after a week they wouldn't be gone too? That even once it leaves them, they're just comatose.
Yeah.
We made a judgment call, and while it's rough, we can't let evil thrive. We just can't. He says all this matter-of-factly, describing, not so much trying to, explain to himself, but to make sure that the others are seeing that evil must be stopped. It's can't be allowed to thrive in any way, shape, or form. We are not to blame for this. The Pale Mistress is to blame for this.
Yeah.
Damien just kind of looks to the dwarf and then to all of you. I don't know what you're talking about, but I really want to make sure my brother's okay. And he kind of turns and starts walking out. So
I go with him.
Okay. After about, I'd say, an hour to hour and a half of silent, somber walking, you come across the outskirts of the town of Raso. As you push in further, the dwarf kind of gives that little bit of a wave, saying, "Well, not sure what you did, but thank you. Glad to have, I guess, me back to me. I'm gonna go drink."
Glad
You're quite well.
Glad you are back. Have a good drink.
And he just
And
goes
have a
off.
drink for all of us.
Oh,
Don't get a drink from the goblin.
Trust me, I'm drinking for the town. And he takes off. Damien
That's a
heads
good guy.
towards what you know to be now where him and his brother stay. Do you follow with? Anything else?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna head towards the inn.
Okay. Everyone give me... Actually, everyone give me perception checks.
I think I'm gonna actually stick with everybody else on that one instead of just separating.
Okay. I would say, Kelvin, you're a little... You hear it, but you don't really give it much attention. But I would say Cathalia, Snow, and Tamriel, you've heard the town criers as they kind of have come given news throughout the morning, morning, afternoon, and evening. You notice as they're one of them coming through, kind of a younger kid, just dong dong, dong dong. Local noble family found collapsed. Dong dong, dong dong. Bandits on the loose. Dong dong, dong dong. Streets mingle with blood and mogul livid and streaks. Speech. Dong dong. Streets mingle with blood and mud in local village. Bong bong, bong bong. Conflict up north along the Zealous River. And then he just goes over again, saying something about, local noble family found collapsed. Bandits on the loose. Streets mingle with blood and mud in local village. Conflict up north. And he just yells that out.
Over. Yeah, I'm gonna walk towards him. I'm gonna flick him a silver. What city?
Thank you, sir. City. For what?
Village. What? Where? Where is all this happening?
The nobles were the Windeps family. They found them this morning. They're down at the clinic. They seem okay.
Huh. Okay. Thank you for letting us know.
Yeah. And he continues about.
All right. Wait, who did the So the Windeps own the mine. Own this mine. Who were the people that sold the mine to the noble family we helped
You don't know.
earlier?
Nobody has said.
Could it have been the wind depths?
Nobody's asked.
Are you kidding? We didn't think about asking. Man, that's on me. My brain didn't work in that direction. I was trying to figure out what the monsters were.
It's alright.
I'm good at
So-
monsters. Political intrigue, not so much.
The kid goes about his path,
What's going on over there?
and then do you guys go with Damien, or do you go back to the tavern?
I'm going to stick with the group. Although I do want to kind of... We need to figure out what we're doing and where we're going next, but we can check on Damien's brother first.
Okay. Does everyone go there?
Yeah, I do.
Plot twist,
Okay.
he was the male acolyte.
As you follow Damien and get him back to his proper hut, pretty much. You see his brother's kind of out with like a bucket of water, just kind of washing himself up with the face, getting ready. As he kind of takes the cloth down, he sees his brother, and they both meet each other, excited and happy. They have some conversation, and then Yosef turns to all of you. Did you... Thank you. All of you.
We only did what we had to.
I don't have anything to give you but my gratitude.
That is all I require.
And he just kind of smiles a bit, approaches Kelvin, and sticks out his right hand.
I shake his hand.
He looks up to you, and you can just see there's a bit of a... Oh, he's not crying, but there's a bit of a well-up of emotion for sure. And he just kind of in a lower voice just says, "Thank you for saving my brother."
You're welcome.
And the two of them just carry on conversation about getting back to the Hunvilla family and kind of going back to work there, as their minds have been cleared by all of you. So what do you guys like to do?
Well,
I guess we need to go ask the noble about the Hunvilla mines. Go ask Lord Hunvilla about who sold him those mines. Because if it's the Windep's family, we got some questions.
Is that what you were talking to that kid about?
Yeah. The Windep's family's at the clinic. Maybe you should go and talk to them, and I'll wait outside, because they still look at me like I'm a murderer, like I'm some kind of like crazy man.
Yes.
I mean,
about
I get
that.
it. I tried to give him a venom sac, but come on, man. My heart was in the place.
How about none of us break an arm or a leg, because I don't think anyone's allowed back.
We need to ask questions.
mm,
Anyone have disguise self?
Not in my repertoire of 0 spells.
no.
I don't have it either. I was just curious.
While I am a little stronger than I was the other day, that is still not in my list of abilities.
I can try and pass without a trace us in there. Stealth our way into the clinic, nobody will ever know.
Until one of us trips and falls into something.
I can only help you so far.
Well, not
So,
everyone
what we
needs
got.
to go and talk to them. And I'm not the most hidden person, shall we say.
Hey, why don't... We're overcomplicating things. I bet we can talk that kid into going in there and giving them a note asking them to come and meet us at the bar.
Probably.
We can get them to meet us outside the clinic. We don't have to try and sneak into the impenetrable fortress known as Tiny Town Clinic. We can ask them to step outside.
And who built that fortress, Joe?
You did, you monster. And I helped with a venom sac.
This isn't my fault. Don't put this on me.
Fine. I blame my 2 in persuasion.
Alright, so what do you guys want to do?
Not have our fighter type try to talk to people anymore.
Okay.
Alright. I vote we bribe the kid that I bribed with the silver to go in there and bring a note to have the Windeps family, if able, come meet us at the inn/bar so that we can sit down and discuss with them because we have some questions.
They won't know who we are. Why would they come talk with us? What can we give them or show them that they would come talk to us?
We cleared out their minds. Something attacked their miners and we helped them, but we have questions to help them further. That would be how I would say it. But
There you go.
Well, if we're going to give a note to a child, we should probably write it. So we should start there.
Alright. I'm going to take out a scrap piece of, not out of my journal, but just scrap parchment that I have, and a bit of the charcoal that I keep to write with, and write out in common. We are adventurers, and we helped clear out your minds, but we have questions, and any answers you could give us could help us help you. Does that sound okay?
That sounds fine.
We're not leaving anything out, are we? I don't think so, but
Nothing big. We can save that for the actual conversation.
Yes.
well, then let's see if they'll take the bait.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So you go track
I would
down
like to.
another
I would
town
like to,
crier, or this particular kid you bribed, or not bribed, but gave a silver to earlier.
Yes.
Speaking of silver and currency, real quick, I went through and updated all of your currencies, so use your D&D Beyond tracker for that.
Okay.
D&D, you mean the...
D&D Beyond.
I don't have a D&D Beyond. I have Roll20.
You do have a character on there. You just need to claim it.
Okay.
But yeah, we will be
Well,
transitioning to only Roll20 here for too long, so...
Okay.
To Roll20 in the next week, hopefully.
Ooh.
Hopefully we'll be fully on Roll20, except for me. You don't have to be, but... I know for your instance, because of the homebrew class, it's easier to do yours off Roll20, so
Yes.
I'll make sure I put your currency in there.
Okay. Sounds good.
Got a note of that. Alright. So you guys going to find a new town crier, or are you going to try and track down that one kid you already paid for? Or gave him the silver so he would give you information.
Phrasing, Brendan, phrasing.
I'm getting there.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to be banned.
Yeah.
Again.
The town crier you bribed to give you information with a silver.
Yes.
So you want to find him?
Yes.
Give me an investigation.
Okay.
It's probably the easiest one.
21.
21. Doesn't take too long, you know. He's a town crier. He's yelling pretty loud. For about 5-10 minutes, you do see him around a corner. And as you walk up to him, he's still got the same kind of bit going, you know. Bong, bong. You know. Windep's family found collapsed. Dong, dong. Bandits on the loose. Bong, bong. Local village streets mingled with blood and mud. Bong, bong. Wymore sees death. Bong, bong. Conflict up north upon the zealous river. Bong, bong. And he just repeats all that.
Step forward. What was the name of that village?
He looks to you. Wymore.
What?
I look at my sister. We have to go.
We do.
I look
All right.
at,
Well, you're
I
not
look
going alone.
I look at Tam. That's home.
Let's go. Not even thinking twice. He's like restrapping and retightening everything to just start moving.
Can I see that note that you had?
Yep.
I take the note. I'm gonna look at it. Add in cross out the can you meet us, and just be like, hey, we solved there was a acolyte, there was people making poison in your minds that controlled people's minds. We took care of it. On our if we come back through here, we will talk to you about that. Basically something like that. And then can you turn to the kid, can you get this to the
Windep's family in the clinic.
Yes, them. We think we have to go. And I just hand it to the kid and I start walking away.
I look at the kid and I flip him, I flip him a second silver total. Thank you. And I walk off as I've probably paid this kid more than he would make in like 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh yeah, easy. He's gonna. He's confused and excited. It's like, thanks. And then you kind of hear an older male voice off to the side. You, get back to work. Bong bong. And he goes about his business once as usual. But what is the party doing at this point?
We are beating feet
Going
to
home.
Yeah.
why something or other.
Why more?
Why more?
Okay.
Why more violence? Exactly, that's so.
Please don't beat feet. Mine are already beaten.
Are you traveling at a normal pace or a fast pace?
I'm gonna look at Kelvin and Cathalia and say, I know you want to rush and run to get there as quickly as possible, but if you overexert yourself, it's gonna take longer. We'll move at a decent pace that's not going to overexert ourselves, that will let us travel more ground than we would if we tried to run in spurts. Just
Okay.
have faith and trust that we'll make it.
A nod. There are multiple times throughout our trip where I do speed up way too much.
Okay.
And then
You just
I'll
stay with
probably
me,
get
buddy.
scolded.
It is over a 2.5 day walk back to Wymore. And that is full, waking traveling and not pushing beyond those hours.
Can we go visit before we leave? can we actually visit the Hoonvilla family?
You can, sure.
And basically inquire if they have any horses that we could take from them.
He does
Or
not.
borrow.
Yeah, or
Most
know of
his-
any way to get them at a discounted or a loaner price
for
or rental.
him, he would not have anything of that nature. His are mostly slower beasts of burden to pull the carts back from the mines. Not that it's most like oxen or something of that nature. As far as a place to rent any, he thinks for a minute. Still being new in this area, let's see what you get. Can I just roll from anywhere? No, I actually have to be. It's okay. That's why we have multiple dice rollers at our disposal. And he
And
cannot think of
dice.
anywhere. He just looks at you and just kind of. Sorry, I'm still pretty new in this town. As far as connections and things like that, I couldn't tell you if anybody has any horses to rent. I know most people around here just have the stronger but slower beasts to pull the carts to and from the mines.
You wouldn't happen to have a cart and like 2 beasts that you could spare?
No.
Because word vomit stuff at home.
Make a persuasion check.
$23.
He kind of looks you over a little bit. I can see this is important. Make sure you bring him back. I can spare you a cart and a beast.
That is more than welcome. Thank you.
And he directs you to where his staging area is for these things, and you see like, and he directs you to go ahead and he says, take the nicer one. And as you get to the area, you notice there's kind of a beat up, janky looking cart. It's still functional, but definitely a little older and weathered. Then you see a kind of a newer one that's pretty much freshly built.
Woot.
I nod and start loading up the janky cart.
Okay.
He just built this one. He does not need to lose it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So you load that up. He gets you.
I mean,
with one of
honestly,
his
what are the
more-
odds we're going to come back with this cart?
One of the stable hands he's kind of passed you off to comes about with a well-sized. It is a horse. It's definitely not. You can tell from its build, it's not made for speed. More consistent power for hauling the loads to and from the mines. Because it's about a 2-hour walk to his mines. So you'd imagine, he has to send this out and then back. So not really speed,
Yeah.
but definitely it's going to go the distance consistently.
Yes. Now, thank him. Head to the general store, and how much is it going to cost to purchase like feed and some extra water for this thing?
That is a great question, and why I have it on my DM screen.
At least enough to get us to the town, because we can get more later.
I would say to the town. 5 silver.
Done.
That's
Toss
just
him,
that's just for the beast.
Yeah, no, we
I said
yeah.
7 silver to include water.
Okay, 7 silver. I go ahead and I just pull out an amount. It's probably more. It's feels like 8 or 9.
Okay.
And I just kind of thank you, and then head on out.
Okay, so you load up bags of feed. Some like larger. They don't really have like drinking spouts, but they are larger, kind of like barrels, like not large barrels, but barrels of water.
And I guess I will put. I'm guessing this thing still doesn't probably move as any faster than we do,
Correct.
but it's going to be able to hold all of our gear,
Yes.
have a rider and a passenger, and potentially allow us to get a little bit farther because people can sleep while moving.
Very possible, yes.
Not so much we kill this beast, but more than we can move.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you guys head out?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. As you head out, and Cathalia, knowing this road very well, as she has traveled from Raso to Wymore various times, she is able to guide you through this. And you're probably heading out probably mid-afternoon at this point.
I think so, yeah.
So you travel
Yeah, probably.
this whole day. Do you push past evening, or do you camp for the night?
I know what I would want, and that would be to get home as soon as possible. But then I also know it's really important to rest.
What do you do?
I'm gonna call it. We're gonna stop and we're gonna rest.
Okay.
But you're right. Rest is important.
All right.
Can we try to find a suitable place to sleep?
I will say with Cathalia's knowledge of this road, she's able to kind of convince you to press on for about half an hour, and she knows kind of a little bit of a place that's not too far off the main road, but is well hidden. So you
Okay.
camp down for the night.
Yeah.
Do you set any watches?
Yes.
Okay. Business as usual watches or anything different?
I'm good with business as usual watches if everybody else is.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'll just ask a general question. Is there anything anyone wants to accomplish before we come to the next morning?
I would like to trance even though I don't really need it.
Okay.
I would probably instead of staying up for the first watch, I will get up for the fourth and spend that last little bit of time just with my sister talking about what just barely, like, really not even talking, but kind of that awkward, like, what's going on kind of feel in the air.
Okay.
Also trying to avoid any negative conversation.
Okay. As all of you are getting up and around and getting ready to head out, everyone give me a perception check.
All right. Dirty 20.
Snow and Tamriel, as you guys are kind of loading up and getting ready, both of you kind of hear far off in the distance kind of...
Is that in front of us or behind us? Do we know?
It is in front of you.
Okay.
It seems to be a bit farther off by a long ways, but you do hear it.
And that is what, like, deep footsteps, it sounds like.
It sounds kind of thunderish.
Thunderish.
I would say for the day's journey, who will be driving?
I'll drive
Okay.
because I'll kind of keep us moving in the direction we need to move. And I guess Snow and I are also going to keep an eye, or at least I'm keeping an eye towards the direction where
Well,
it
I will
was.
say
Where I heard
Cathalia
the
would
noise
be
from.
assisting in this, so she will be up there with you as well.
Okay.
So if you're driving, Tamriel and Cathalia, give me perception checks throughout for the day's worth of travel.
Sure. How many you want?
Just 2. Just one each.
Oh, well, 20 then.
Yeah.
Another one.
Nothing really seems to catch your eye. The path is well made, well traveled. Definitely more of a, you can tell, like a merchant's path. Cathalia, this is nothing new to you. This is the one you've taken dozens of times. You know every groove, every path, every off switch. You know how to get to and from Raso to Wymore, from Wymore to the capital even. Just back and forth. So let's say the first full day of travel, you now have a day and a half of travel behind you, and you feel there's roughly one more full day ahead of you. Probably 3/4 of a day.
Okay.
Cathalia once again
Oh my god.
finds you a place to stay. And then imagine you guys just bed down for the night.
Yep.
Okay. Does anybody want to accomplish anything before we come to what is expected to be the final day of travel?
I am reading my journal and keeping an eye on everyone else sleeping.
As you do thumb through it, you do notice some of the words that were just gibberish before
Are clearer.
begin to make a little more sense. Noticeably, about as you read them, they begin to click in sync with the vision you had during your time of unconsciousness, and they begin to make sense.
Okay. Does make things easier.
I want to make sure my bow's okay.
Okay.
I feel like I'm gonna need it.
Okay, you spend
Like,
time
make sure the string's
hard
good and
stringing it, taking it all off, getting on a fresh string that's not, yours wasn't frayed, but you just feel better going through that mindless motion to keep yourself occupied. You restring it, get it back together. Anybody else? Anything?
Nope.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Okay.
No.
So for the final day of travel, I need
I'm still
Cathalia
driving.
and Tamriel to give me one last perception check.
Go, friends, go. Nice.
Okay.
22.
As you, about halfway through your day, as you are making this travel, the sounds of thunder become louder, and the clouds over time darken, to where right about midday, the rain begins to come down. Slightly at first, and then it doesn't really become a heavy, stinging rain, but just an annoyance of constant downpour.
I'm gonna throw my hood up and kind of like shelter as much of myself underneath the cloak I wear as possible.
Okay.
No, it's doing the same.
Okay.
also, yeah.
Okay.
I don't have a cloak.
You're also you're underneath the covering too, so just stretch out and take a nap there, tiger.
It is not a covered wagon.
Oh no!
It is a cart for mining purposes. They don't care if that stuff gets wet.
Oh wow!
We'll
Well,
get you a change of clothes when we get to Mom's.
you better hope she's still got clothes.
Yeah.
For his
I'm
size?
sure
For his size, that she kept some of his clothes.
I've
Just-
grown a bit in the past 15 years.
Yeah, you
so-
guys
That's also true.
We'll just
Well, you
squeeze
better
it
hope
in. It'll be okay.
I'll kind of reach back and poke him in his midsection. Yeah, we can tell. All that amazing food you've been eating for 15 years.
I still have some more. You want some?
No, thank you. I think I'd rather almost die again.
As all
Seems
of
a little
you
harsh.
begin to come up on what looks to be a smaller village. It's about evening now. The rain has not let up. It's just been a little cooler, made more so by the weather. And as you kind of come up to the smaller town, buildings made of mostly wood and mud, no brick here. Not impoverished, but definitely a smaller kind of a, looks to be some kind of potential logging area. Some of the trees around, as you kind of came up about an hour outside of it, you kind of noticed that there were cut trees. But within that travel, you come up to the city, and this time of day, it's a little definitely quieter. Most of the work has been accomplished, and with the weather, almost everybody's indoors. I would say we'll just carry on to those checks. Tamriel, you watch as there's this. Let me make sure I get this right. Where is she in my notes? There you are. You see this female form kind of on the outskirts outside of her home with a lit lantern. She just seems to be walking inside. Hears the noises of a cart coming up and kind of looks. And you see it is a female elf, kind of average in height. She's looking to the party. She's got the lantern up. And you see she kind of walks cautiously a little out into the street after she kind of hits the door twice. And you see a male figure, much larger human male, kind of look out as well. And she kind of comes up to the cart, kind of holding her hand up to slow you down. Can I help you folks? Cathalia,
Yes.
You recognize this as Brine. She is
Can you spell that?
mostly an herb. Yeah, Brine.
Oh, okay.
And she's kind of like an herbalist almost. She does a lot with plants, medicine work, things like that. Not quite a clinic or a doctor, but natural healings.
Okay.
But as she kind of moves the lantern to see you, she drops the lantern, and her hands just come to what would be your knee because you're kind of up on the cart, and her hand grabs your pant leg and just clutches down on your thigh.
Brian, what's wrong?
She's speechless.
About this time,
And she
I'm
just
coming
kinda
around
says-
the other side of the cart.
Yeah, at about this time she's just speechless. She goes, "I'm so sorry." And as you watch her, the rain begins to come, has been coming down, and you can see now tears begin to come down her face.
How far are we from home?
At this point, from the way you guys came, you're probably about another. You're not, but maybe about 200 yards from your house.
I'm gonna jump off the cart and go running.
Okay, you take off. Cathalia takes off and bolts. What the rest of you do?
I see her start running. I follow.
Okay, Kelvin hops out, bolts. Snow, what do you do?
Right behind Cathalia, as she's always been.
Gone. Tamriel.
I'm kind of rubbing my face, sinking feeling of knowing what's coming as I continue with the cart, because I don't want to leave the cart in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
So I will continue to guide them by the cart, but I'm going to give them space because they're going to need it.
Okay. Cathalia and Kelvin, as you rush, 20, 30, 40, 50, you're bolting 200 yards through the rain and mud. Both of you give me Constitution saving throws. Both of you just push through the pain, the heartbeat, the physical exertion required, because it is muddy. It is on your boots. Kind of each step you're taking, you're just running as you come across the now evening sky, dark around you, the house, the hut, the home where your parents live. You know where they live. You know how Kelvin, you haven't seen it in years. You know exactly what it looks like. But if you would turn to the stream for a moment, this is what greets you.
Yeah, I gotta pull it up again.
It's okay.
Oh, it's cute. That's not so cute.
You come up to this building. You can see immediately the door broken.
Before we get there, I've fallen to my knees in the mud.
Is there anybody outside?
There is nobody outside.
Are any other houses damaged or destroyed?
Not that you notice, no.
Might come across weird, but feline. Can I make a perception check to smell if there is still anything that would be alive in there?
You can try.
Nope.
The wind, the rain, the mud, it all just comes across.
Is there any light coming from inside? Like a fire in the fireplace or a lantern or something?
There is not. What do you do?
I go up to the door.
As you step up to the door, you notice immediately there is blood on the steps. And the door is just broken. It's technically shut, but it's not being held shut. It's just in that position.
I open the door.
As you press into the door, take a look around your home, and you can see it's just been tossed. Broken furniture, blood splatters all over. It is horrific and gut-wrenching.
No, in the back of my mind, I know no one's going to answer, but I still call out for my parents.
Silence. Just your voice in the night.
Is there trails of blood? Or is it just splatters everywhere?
Splatters.
while this was happening, did anyone else stop, look over, make their way over, anything?
As in,
if anyone saw like people running to this house that something happened in, did anyone walk over to?
there's a little bit of space before
Is
you
anyone
get to the next
rubbernecking?
house. Well, there's a little bit of space before you get to the next house, but you do, after she kind of calls out in a louder voice. Did you yell out or just kind of speak it out?
I spoke it out and then I yelled it out after I got no response after like 10 seconds.
About that point, you do see, probably not about 30, 40 feet is the closest home. You do kind of see another figure with a lantern come out and kind of hold it up and look in your direction.
I get up out of the mud and I go over there.
Okay. He sees you coming up and goes right back inside and shuts the door.
I'm gonna pound on the door. I'm gonna just like that fist, just pound. What happened? Just trying to not lose everything. What happened?
He just kind of yells back. You see, he yells to someone inside the house. Orcs are attacking! Get help! And you kind of hear like a back door kind of clunk.
I'm still, I guess, coming up the way.
I would say about this point you're getting pretty close. Yeah, you come up on it right as Calvin. You see Calvin just
Beating on the door.
yeah.
I'm gonna yell out, Kelvin, stop. I'll find out what happened. Just go look in the house. I'll investigate out here and I'll ask questions. I'll take care of this, brother. Just head inside. Look after your sister.
Snow, what are you doing at this point?
Noah's gonna let the twins go into the house. She's going to stay on that front step and make sure that nobody follows them inside without her knowing.
Okay.
I will make my way over to the house.
Okay. Do you go inside?
Yes.
You see the same scene that your sister has seen. Furniture broken, blood splatter abound. I say at this point, both of you give me a perception check. Cathalia is, you're just lost in the heat of this information in your brain and processing it. Kelvin, you're looking around and you see in blood across one of the walls words written. It says, "You took my brother, I took your family."
Is this in common?
Yes.
How far up is this writing?
Not that far.
Like goblin height?
No. About human
Okay.
height.
I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder. Do you know what that is? And I'll point it out to her.
Okay.
I look up and I just kind of stare at it. Because I don't know if I remember.
Give me a history check. You stare at it for a minute. And then as the through the horrificness of what is around you physically, mentally you hone in on your original journey from Wymore to Raso with the Hunvilla family, the bandits who had posed as guards. There were two brothers among them. One fell as the other ran away.
You bastard. I should have had him too.
I remember now. I still stare at it, but I kind of lift my head up in Kelvin's direction. When Snow and I met, there were these bandits. And they were brothers, and they were supposed to help me take the family to Raso. We killed one, and the other ran away.
Kelvin is going to. He's listening, and he's staring at the wall, and without even looking down or looking towards her, he died here too. He just doesn't know it yet, and he's gonna turn and walk out the door.
Okay.
I guess while I'm outside, I'm going to be looking for any kind of tracks. Anything that he may have left outside that we could try and follow. Any broken, limbs or, big footprints. I know it's been raining, but it's worth a try looking.
As you look around and try and discern whose tracks may be what, you can't really make much out. This could have been a day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Well, we know it was at least, I want to say it's at least a week ago, realistically, because if it took 3 days to get to Raso, and it took us 3 days after we found out about it to get there, it could be anywhere from a week or more.
And I'm pretty sure the town crier was saying something about it before we went into the mine. Something about something happened in a village.
No, that was when we got back.
Oh, I thought it was before, because there's a lot before, too. I just don't have it written down.
He may have mentioned it, but there was no name drop there if it's the same one.
Mm.
I don't remember there being anything like that, but I mean, putting 2 and 2 together, it's been at least a week.
Mm-hmm.
The blood probably reconstituted with the rain. I guess after looking without finding much, I'm gonna head inside to see what I can do to comfort these two.
Well, Kelvin's already walked out past you. The only one
Okay,
Yeah,
well, I'm gonna
that
go.
I know.
Yeah,
Cathalia,
okay, then I'm
do you
definitely
stay
gonna follow
inside?
him.
I'm sorry?
Cathalia, do you stay inside?
Yeah, I kind of try to pick up furniture.
Okay. I will say
Quick
there
question.
is- Yeah, go ahead.
Are there bodies inside, or is it just blood everywhere?
It's just blood, no bodies.
Jeez. All right, I'm gonna go after Kelvin.
Okay.
Can I make my way back to those that original tour to the original people who greeted us coming into town?
Yeah, go ahead.
As he's doing so, I'm gonna try and catch up. I
Okay.
know I'm not nearly as tall, but I am going to try and catch up and try and get his attention. Kelvin,
I don't look back.
I'm going to speed up a little bit farther and like kind of grab his arm. Kelvin, stop for 2 seconds, please.
What?
I know you're hurting, but we need to think about this rationally. We
I
will
am.
find him. We will find him, and it will be dealt with. This was evil, pure and simple. Evil will be destroyed. But we can't let our emotions take hold and dictate our actions. We will find out what we can. We will make sure your parents are taken care of, and then we will set out. I
I'm
swear
not
to you,
leaving.
we will have his revenge.
No, that is guaranteed.
We just need to think about this clearly. Rushing in, we could fall into something that's not good for any of us. I'm telling you, you don't want to come that close to darkness. It hurts losing family. I can speak from experience. But this is not a time for rash decisions.
My friend, there's no rash decision. You can come with me. And then I turn and continue walking towards the guard.
I'm going to keep
Okay.
moving.
So you guys head towards the original couple that greeted you. Cathalia, you are slowly trying to piece furniture back together.
Mm-hmm.
Snow, I imagine you're just kind of taking a little shelter underneath underneath the awning of the front of the building.
Actually, something just popped into my mind. She's gonna walk over to the person next door.
Okay.
I think you said it was?
Yes.
'Cause they had gotten the impression, I think, that they said orcs are attacking?
Yeah, and at this point you kind of see a group of about 4 or 5 individuals kind of rushing up.
He's going to take a seed from her pouch
Mm-hmm.
and use her druid craft to make it blossom and just, like, hold it out to them as they come up to her.
And they kind of come up. What's going on? We heard orcs were attacking.
Sorry for the alarm, but 2 of your own have returned home. Kelvin and Cathalia have come back to
And
some
when you-
unfortunate events.
When you say their names, all of them, like, swords get sheathed, crossbows go down, and you see their eyes just become, like, just empty, mouths open.
Mm-hmm.
Kelvin, too.
He has headed back the way we came in, but yes. That is the orc that you saw coming this way. We mean you no harm, none of us.
No, I know. I have to talk to him. And this kind of dirty blonde colored male kind of seems to be leading this charge. Go back to the post. They'll need their time. I mean, he pushes
And she'll
past.
take cover from the rain.
But we'll say from there is where we will end tonight's episode.
Ah.
I know, but it is 9 o'clock. 9:05 actually. We will pick up next week on Wednesday with the continuation of the events that occurred here in tonight's episodes. All of you that stayed with us throughout this entire thing, I thank you very much for being here to share the story with us, have laughs, and deep concerns for the fate of our adventurers. We look forward to seeing you next Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and have a great week.